The topic of this video is enzymes. Enzymes are biological catalysts synthesized by living cells that accelerate the biochemical reactions. So any component that accelerates a chemical reaction is called as catalyst. So catalysts that are produced by the living cells are called as biological catalysts. And most enzymes are three-dimensional globular proteins. So they can either be tertiary structures or they can be quaternary structures. So here we can see that there is a protein structure. So ఇక్కడ primary structure లో మనకి ఏం కనిపిస్తుంది? It is a sequence or a chain of polypeptides. And in the secondary structure, you can see that there is a helix that is formed from the polypeptide. And tertiary structure and quaternary structure undergo protein foldings and give out more complicated structures. So it is understood that all the enzymes are basically proteins. So all the enzymes are proteins which have the ability to catalyze a particular biochemical reactions. So proteins that have an ability to catalyze biochemical reactions are called as enzymes. Some special RNA species also act as enzymes and are called as ribozymes. So RNA species that act as enzymes are called as ribozymes. For example, hammerhead ribozyme and hammerhead enzyme. Distribution. So enzymes are not randomly distributed but are specifically located inside the cell. For example, digestive enzymes are located in the pancreas and stomach. Saying that enzymes ఏ సెల్లో ఏ ఎంజైమ్స్ అయితే రిక్వైర్డ్ అయి ఉన్నాయో ఆ ఎంజైమ్సే అక్కడ ప్రెసెంట్ ఉంటాయి. ఇక్కడ ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ డైజెస్టివ్ ఎంజైమ్స్ అన్నవి ఓన్లీ పాన్క్రియాస్ సెల్స్లో ప్రొడ్యూస్ అవుతాయి, ఇంకా స్టమక్ సెల్స్లో ఉంటాయి. సో డైజెస్టివ్ ఎంజైమ్స్ ఆర్ నాట్ ప్రెసెంట్ ఇన్ ద ఐ, హ్యాండ్ ఆర్ ఎనీవేర్ ఎల్స్. అలాగే మైటోకాండ్రియాలో టీసీఏ సైకిల్కి కావాల్సిన ఎంజైమ్స్ ఏవైతే ఉంటాయో అవి ఓన్లీ మైటోకాండ్రియాలో మాత్రమే ఉంటాయి. They are not present anywhere else. Okay, so that is distribution of enzymes. Structure of enzymes. So enzymes can be either simple enzymes or they can be conjugated enzymes. So simple enzymes are made up of only proteins. So we know that proteins, all enzymes are basically proteins. So simple enzyme lo only proteins maatrame untayi. For example, pepsin and trypsin. The second type is conjugated enzyme. So conjugated enzyme lo there is a protein part and a non-protein part. There is a protein part and a non-protein part, and these are called as holoenzymes. So indulo protein part ni manam apoenzyme anesi antam, and non-protein part can be different components. So non-protein part can be coenzyme, cofactor or a prosthetic group. So coenzyme ante it is usually loosely attached to a protein part and it is the organic part of the enzyme. So if non-protein part of the enzyme is an organic component, it is called as coenzyme. Example, vitamins AMP, ADP, NAD, NADP, FMN, FAD and lipoic acid. So all this AMP, ADP, NAD అన్నవి ఇవన్నీ మనకు నెక్స్ట్ వచ్చే photosynthesis and respiration topics లో they are very important. So here if you understand how these enzymes work, it will be you'll understand photosynthesis and respiration in a better manner. The next one is cofactor. So loosely attached inorganic or metallic ions. So మనం కోఎంజైమ్ అంటే ఆర్గానిక్ కాంపోనెంట్ అన్నది ప్రోటీన్ కి అటాచ్ అయితే దాన్ని కోఎంజైమ్ అనేసి అంటున్నాం. అలాగే ఇనార్గానిక్ కాంపోనెంట్ కానీ ఒక మెటల్ అయాన్ కానీ ప్రోటీన్ పార్ట్ కి అటాచ్ అయ్యేసి ఒక కాంజుగేటెడ్ ఎంజైమ్ అన్నది ఫామ్ అవుతున్నప్పుడు దాన్ని కోఫాక్టర్ అనేసి అంటున్నారు. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ferrous, magnesium, zinc annavi, these are metallic ions that are attached to the apoenzyme. Next one is prosthetic group. So tightly attached organic or inorganic part that cannot be easily separated from the apoenzyme is called as a prosthetic group. So, e protein part apoenzyme plus either coenzyme, cofactor or prosthetic group together is called as a holoenzyme, and both of them, they are not functional without each other. So only apoenzyme undi దానికి coenzyme అన్నది attached గా లేనప్పుడు it will be basically deactivated or inactivated state లో ఉంటుంది. So apoenzyme is usually in an inactivated state unless it is present along with its non-protein part. Here you can see a diagrammatic representation. So apoenzyme is present here, and there is a cofactor and coenzyme. Here there is something called as a catalytic site. So catalytic site or an active site is the site where the substrate comes and binds with the enzyme. So ikkada catalytic site anadi, it is very important and it is very specific to each enzyme. So ఈ catalytic site లో మనకి substrate అన్నది వచ్చి bind అవుతుంది. So characteristics of enzymes, the first one is the catalytic power. So catalytic power is the ability to catalyze a biochemical reaction. So accelerating reaction rates as much as 10 to the power 16 times over uncatalyzed levels. So normal ga అయ్యే reaction rate kante 10 to the power of 16 times ఎక్కువ fast ga అవుతుంది, which is far greater than any synthetic catalyst. So synthetic catalysts అన్నవి మనము కెమిస్ట్రీలో వాడతాము. We use it, the catalysts that are produced by the man or chemicals that are used are called as synthetic catalyst. కానీ వాటితో కంపేర్ చేస్తే this biological catalysts are have a reaction rate which is very high. Specificity. So a given enzyme is very selected, both in substances with which it interacts and in the reaction that it catalyzes. So the enzymes annavi, they are very specific. They will not go and catalyze any random biochemical reactions occurring in the cell. So oka enzyme annadi oka particular biochemical reaction ni maatrame catalyze chestundi. So oka enzyme annadi oka particular substrate tho maatrame interact avutundi. So the specificity of the enzymes is very high. Regulation. So they can be metabolic inhibitors and activators. Activation energy. So we just said that these enzymes increase the rate of reaction. So ela chestunnai, how is it happening ante, it is based on the activation energy. So activation energy is the minimum quantity of energy which the reacting species must possess in order to undergo a specific reaction. ఒక బేసిక్ చిన్న స్పెసిఫిక్ రియాక్షన్ అవ్వాలంటే ఆ రెండు కాంపోనెంట్స్ కి దే నీడ్ అ మినిమం అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ ఎనర్జీ. సో ఫర్ అ కెమికల్ రియాక్షన్ టు అకర్ దేర్ ఇస్ అ రిక్వైర్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ మినిమం అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ ఎనర్జీ టు కంప్లీట్ ద రియాక్షన్. సో ఆ ఎనర్జీని, ఆ మినిమం ఎనర్జీని మనము యాక్టివేషన్ ఎనర్జీ అనేసి అంటున్నాం. సో ఇక్కడ చూడండి, ఈ గ్రాఫ్ లో దెర్ ఇస్ అ కంప్లీట్ లైన్ అండ్ దెర్ ఇస్ అ dotted line. So and we can see time and energy that is being plotted. So ఏదైనా కెమికల్ రియాక్షన్ కంప్లీట్ అవ్వడానికి ఒక మినిమం యాక్టివేషన్ ఎనర్జీ అన్నది అవసరం. సో ఈ క్యాటలిస్ట్ ఏం చేస్తుందంటే ఆ యాక్టివేషన్ ఎనర్జీని రెడ్యూస్ చేస్తుంది. సో యాక్టివేషన్ ఎనర్జీని రెడ్యూస్ చేసినప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది, ఆటోమేటికలీ ద రేట్ ఆఫ్ రియాక్షన్ విల్ ఇంక్రీజ్. Enzyme nomenclature. So traditionally, enzymes often were named by adding a suffix ase to the substrate upon which they acted. So phosphate paina act chesedi phosphatase, urea paina act chesedi urease, ala proteases, proteins ni cleave chesedi proteases. Kani ilanti naming system lo there was a confusion. So దీని వల్ల ఒక కొత్త సిస్టమ్, a new system of nomenclature was developed based on the nature of the reaction which it helps. So nature of the reaction basis paina it has been enzyme nomenclature anadi 6 classes loki divide chesaru. So each class lo there are subclasses And each subclasses lo there are subclasses within which individual enzymes are listed. So we'll see what are the main 6 classes that are present. So first one is oxidoreductases. So oxidation reactions and reduction reactions ఏవైతే help చేస్తున్నాయో ఆ enzymes ని మనము oxidoreductases అంటాం. So oxidation is loss of oxygen or gain, loss of electrons or gain of oxygen. So the reactions that help in these reactions are called as oxidoreductases. The second one is transferases. Transferases are the enzymes which catalyze transfer of functional groups. So example, methyl transferases, carboxyl transferases. The third one is hydrolases. So hydrolysis reactions ni catalyze chese enzyme ni hydrolases అనేసి అంటాం. Example is carboxylic ester hydrolases. Isomerization reactions. So isomerization ante there is a change in the functional. ఒక ఐసోమర్ నుంచి ఇంకొక ఐసోమర్ కి చేంజ్ అవ్వడాన్ని ఐసోమరైజేషన్ అంటాం. సో ఇట్లా 2 different isomers ఉన్నప్పుడు కూడా there is a difference in the structure difference అన్నది ఉంటుంది. సో అలాంటి రియాక్షన్స్ ని catalyze చేసే ఎంజైమ్స్ ని ఐసోమరేసెస్ అంటాం. ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఎపిమరేసెస్. Liases catalyze the addition to the double bonds. Example, carboxylases, aldehyde liases. Ligases help in the formation of bonds with ATP cleavage. Intracellular and extracellular enzymes. So enzymes that are synthesized and retained in the cell for the use of the cell itself are called as intracellular. So intracellular enzymes ante ade cell lo retain అయ్యేసి దానికి హెల్ప్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు వాటిని intracellular enzymes అనేసి అంటారు. Example, they are found in cytoplasm, nucleus, mitochondria and chloroplast. So oxidoreductase catalyzes biological oxidation. Enzymes that are involved in reduction in the mitochondria are intercellular enzymes. So extracellular enzymes are enzymes that are synthesized in the cell, but they are secreted from the cell to work externally. So digestive enzymes are usually produced in the pancreas, but are not used in the pancreas. They are then secreted into the abdominal cells. Chemical properties. Most of the enzymes carry out functions relying solely on their protein structure. So protein structure is more important, and many others require a non-protein component or cofactors, usually a metal ion or a non-protein organic part. So less complex than proteins, and they tend to be stable to the heat. So many coenzymes are vitamins or contain vitamins as a part of their structure. So the whole functioning unit of the enzyme is known as holoenzyme, which contains apoenzyme and a coenzyme. Coenzyme or a cofactor also. So ikkada apoenzyme is the one which is the protein part of the enzyme, and it does not have a catalytic activity on its own. So if an enzyme is made up of a single polypeptide, it is known as monomeric enzyme. Example, ribonuclease and trypsin. If the enzyme is made up of more than one polypeptide, it is called as oligomeric enzyme. Example, lactate dehydrogenase and aspartate transcarboxylase. Multi-enzyme complexes having multiple enzyme units to carry out different reaction in a sequence. So here are the few examples of coenzymes and metal ions that are present. So thiamine phosphatase, FAD we have seen NAD and coenzyme A, biotin, tetrahydrofolate, and all these are coenzymes. Metal ions are present, which are commonly present are zinc, magnesium, nickel, molybdenum, selenium, manganese and potassium. So mechanism of enzyme action. So we said that active site is present in the enzyme another. So active site of an enzyme is a region that binds substrates, cofactors, prosthetic groups, and contains residues that helps to hold the substrate. So enzyme lo active site annadi it helps in the binding of substrates వచ్చి active site దగ్గర bind అవుతాయి. అదే మళ్ళీ కోఫాక్టర్స్ వచ్చి దాని యాక్టివ్ సైట్ పైన బైండ్ అవుతాయి. సో ఇవన్నీ బైండ్ అవ్వడానికి ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ర్యాండమ్ అండ్ దెర్ ఇస్ అ specific site that is present on the enzyme, and this site also helps in holding the substrate. So when the substrate comes and binds with the enzyme, it helps in the holding of the substrate. So active sites generally occupy less than 5% of the total surface area of the enzyme. So ఒక enzyme లో దాని సర్ఫేస్ పైన లెస్ దెన్ 5% అన్నది యాక్టివ్ సైట్స్ తో నిండి ఉంటుంది. సో మనకి ఏమర్థమవుతుంది ఇక్కడ ఎంజైమ్ అన్నది ఇట్ ఈస్ అ హ్యూజ్ కాంపోనెంట్ అండ్ యాక్టివ్ సైట్ ఇస్ అ స్మాల్ కాంపోనెంట్ వేర్ ద సబ్స్ట్రేట్ ఇస్ కమింగ్ అండ్ బైండింగ్ ఆన్ ద ఎంజైమ్. So active site has a specific shape due to the tertiary structure of the protein. So we have seen that protein folding takes place and there are complex structures that are formed. సో ఈ కాంప్లెక్స్ స్ట్రక్చర్ ఫామ్ అయినప్పుడు ఈ యాక్టివ్ సైట్ అనేది ఒక స్పెసిఫిక్ షేప్ లో ఉంటుంది విత్ విచ్ ద సబ్స్ట్రేట్ కెన్ కమ్ అండ్ బైండ్. సో ద చేంజ్ ఇన్ ద షేప్ ఆఫ్ ద ప్రోటీన్ అఫెక్ట్స్ ద షేప్ ఆఫ్ ద యాక్టివ్ సైట్ అండ్ ఆల్సో ద ఫంక్షన్ ఆఫ్ ద ఎంజైమ్. సో ఎప్పుడైనా షేప్ ఆఫ్ ద ప్రోటీన్ ఏదైనా మారినప్పుడు ఆ స్ట్రక్చర్ మారినప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందంటే ఈ యాక్టివ్ సైట్ షేప్ కూడా మారుతుంది. ఒక యాక్టివ్ సైట్ షేప్ అన్నది మారినప్పుడు ఆ సబ్స్ట్రేట్ వచ్చి ఈ సైట్ దగ్గర బైండ్ అవ్వలేదు. సో అట్లా బైండ్ అయినప్పుడు ద ఫంక్షన్ ఆఫ్ ద ప్రోటీన్ అన్నది ఇట్ గెట్స్ అఫెక్టెడ్ అండ్ ఇట్ విల్ బి స్టాప్డ్. So here is a diagrammatic representation of an active site. So here you can see green arrows. This whole is ఇది మొత్తం ఒక ఎంజైమ్ మాలిక్యూల్ అనుకుంటే యాక్టివ్ సైట్ ఇస్ అ స్పెసిఫిక్ location. So these substrate molecules are the chemicals that an enzyme acts on. So these are drawn into the cleft of the enzyme or the active site of the enzyme. So this active site contains both binding and catalytic region. So the substrate is drawn to the enzyme surface and the substrate molecules are positioned in the way to promote the reaction either by joining two molecules together or splitting up of a larger one. So active site another it can be further divided into the binding site and the catalytic site. So binding site chooses the substrate and binds it to the active site. So binding site another ee substrate ni recognize chesi it will help in binding it to the active site. The catalytic site performs the catalytic action of the enzyme. Lock-in. So we'll see the mechanism lo active site ante entani chusamu, substrate ekkada bind avutundani chusam. So how is this functioning annadi we'll see. So the first model that was proposed and it was there for a long time was the lock and key model. So it was proposed by Emil Fischer in 1894. So this lock and key hypothesis assumes that the active sites of the enzymes are rigid in shape. There is no change in the active site before and after the chemical reaction. So ikkada you can see it in the diagram. Lock and key ante enti? ఒక లాక్ కి స్పెసిఫిక్ గా ఒకటే కీ ఉంటుంది, అది మాత్రమే అక్కడ ఫిట్ అవుతుంది. సో ఈ లాక్ అండ్ కీ మోడల్లో ఏమన్నారంటే, సో ఇమాజిన్ దట్ ద ఎంజైమ్ ఇస్ ద లాక్ అండ్ ద సబ్స్ట్రేట్ ఇస్ ద కీ. సో ఒక పర్టిక్యులర్ రెండిటి స్ట్రక్చర్ లో చేంజ్ అన్నది ఉండదు. స్పెసిఫిక్ గా కీ అన్నది లాక్ లోకి వెళ్ళి యూ కెన్ ఐదర్ ఓపెన్ ఇట్ ఆర్ క్లోజ్ ఇట్. సో ఈ lock and key annadi it follows the same mechanism. So you can see that there is an enzyme that is present which has two openings as you can see here, and the substrate is designed to fit these openings specifically, and then this will fit, and then there is formation of product and release of product. So this is a symbolic representation of a lock and key model of enzyme action. So here first a substrate is drawn into the active site of the enzyme. The second point is the substrate shape must be compatible with the enzyme's active site in order to fit and be reacted upon. So if the shape of the substrate is different, it cannot bind to the active site of this enzyme. So the enzyme modifies the substrate, and in this instance, the substrate is broken down and released into two products. But later, induced fit model was proposed, and it is much more likely to involve a induced fit model. It was proposed by Daniel Kosland in 1958. So according to this model, exposure of an enzyme to substrate causes the change in the structure of the enzyme, which causes the active site to change its shape and allow the substrate and enzyme to bind. సో దీని ప్రకారం ఏమంటున్నాడంటే ఒకసారి సబ్స్ట్రేట్ వచ్చేసి ఎంజైమ్ దగ్గరికి వచ్చినప్పుడు రికగ్నైజ్ అయినప్పుడు ఈ ఎంజైమ్లో దెర్ ఇస్ అ స్ట్రక్చరల్ చేంజ్. యాక్టివ్ సైట్ అన్నది స్ట్రక్చరల్గా చేంజ్ అవుతుంది. చేంజ్ అయిన తర్వాత అప్పుడు ద సబ్స్ట్రేట్ విల్ బైండ్ టు ద యాక్టివ్ సైట్ అండ్ దెన్ దెర్ ఇస్ ద రియాక్షన్ హ్యాపెనింగ్. సో ఇండ్యూస్డ్ ఫిట్ అనేసి అంటున్నారు. ఇండక్షన్ అంటే ఏంటి? ఇండ్యూస్డ్ అంటే వీఆర్ యూజింగ్ సమ్ ఎక్స్టర్నల్ ఫోర్స్ ఆర్ ఎక్స్టర్నల్గా మనం ఏదో ఒకటి చేంజ్ చేస్తున్నాం, ఇండ్యూస్ చేస్తున్నాం. సో టెక్నికలీ డైరెక్ట్గా చూస్తే ఈ ఎంజైమ్ ఇంకా సబ్స్ట్రేట్ అన్నవి ఈ రెండు దే వోంట్ ఫిట్ డైరెక్ట్లీ. సో వాట్ ఈస్ హ్యాపెనింగ్ హియర్? సో వీఆర్ ఇండ్యూసింగ్ ద fitting of this model. So it is called as an induced fit model. So here you can see two substrate molecules are drawn into the cleft of the enzyme, and then the enzyme changes the shape, forcing the substrate molecules to combine, and then the resulting end product is released by the enzyme, which returns to its normal shape, ready to undergo more reactions. So ఈ substrate అన్నది substrate molecules bind అయినప్పుడు there is a change in the structure of the enzyme. అదే మళ్ళీ ఆ substrate molecules release అయిపోగానే this enzyme will go back to its normal state, where again there will be a next round of reactions where again other substrate will come and bind to this reaction. Here is another example of an induced fit model. So changes to the shape of the active site will result in loss of function. Enzymes are sensitive to various factors such as temperature and pH. So when an enzyme has lost its characteristic 3D shape, it is said to be denatured. So manam denaturation of proteins anna chavatam. So ekkadaina ee పర్టిక్యులర్ షేప్ అన్నది దాని టెరిషరీ స్ట్రక్చర్ అన్నది డిఫర్ అయినప్పుడు ఇట్ ఈస్ సెట్ టు బి డీనేచర్డ్. డీనేచర్డ్ అని ఎందుకంటాము? బికాస్ ఇట్ కెన్ నో లాంగర్ క్యారీ అవుట్ ఇట్స్ ఫంక్షన్. సో వెన్ అ ఎంజైమ్ కెన్ నో లాంగర్ క్యారీ అవుట్ ఇట్స్ ఫంక్షన్ because of the change in the shape, it is called as denatured protein, and the process is called as denaturation. Some enzymes can regain their shape while in others the changes are irreversible. So ఈ చేంజెస్ ఎందుకు వస్తున్నాయంటే టెంపరేచర్ డిఫరెన్సెస్ వల్ల కానీ pH డిఫరెన్సెస్ వల్ల కానీ డీనాచురేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఎంజైమ్స్ అన్నది అవుతుంది. Enzyme kinetics. So the quantitative measurement of the rates of enzyme catalyzed reactions and the systemic study of factors that affect these rates. సో ఎంజైమ్ కైనెటిక్స్లో ఏం చేస్తామంటే క్వాంటిటేటివ్గా ఈ రేట్ ఆఫ్ దీస్ రియాక్షన్స్ అన్నది చదివి వాటిని ఏం ఇన్ఫ్లుయెన్స్ చేస్తున్నాయి అని చదువుతాం. రేట్ ఆఫ్ ద రియాక్షన్ అన్నది ఎలా డిఫర్ అవుతుంది, వాట్ ఆర్ ద ఫ్యాక్టర్స్ దట్ హెల్ప్ in the rate of reaction annadi we study under enzyme kinetics. So it is a quantitative measurement of the rates of enzyme catalyzed reactions. So these help in analysis, diagnosis and treatment of the enzymic imbalances that underlie numerous human diseases. So enzyme kinetics lo one of the important and standard analysis is the Michaelis-Menten analysis. So it is known as the simplest and best known models to study the enzyme kinetics or to understand how the rates of the reaction differ in presence of a catalyst. So the model serves to explain how an enzyme can cause kinetic rate enhancement of a reaction and why the rate of reaction depends on the concentration of enzyme present. So ikkada ee enzyme annadi rate of reaction ni ela increase chestundi anna chavutamu, and we'll also see this rate of reaction annadi enzyme paina enduku dependent ayyundi anesi. So here the important variables are variable V, which is referred to as a rate of catalysis of an enzyme ni manam V annadi vadutunnam. And then for different enzymes, V varies with the concentration of the substrate. At low substrate concentration, V is linearly proportional to the substrate. But when substrate is high relative to the amount of total enzyme, V is independent of the substrate. So substrate అన్నది తక్కువ ఉన్నప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది, substrate increase అయ్యే కొద్దీ rate of reaction అన్నది increase అవుతుంది. Therefore ఈ రెండు లీనియర్ గా ప్రపోర్షన్ అయి ఉంటాయి. కానీ when the substrate is relatively high to the amount of total enzyme, అప్పుడు rate of reaction V is independent of the substrate. So to understand the Michaelis-Menten kinetics, the general reaction annadi when enzyme is involved, two steps la avutundi. The first step is binding of the enzyme with the substrate. So the first step is binding of the enzyme with the substrate, and the second substrate is the formation and release of enzyme and product, or the dissociation of the enzyme and product. So from these parameters, Michaelis-Menten reaction has given this final reaction where V naught is equal to V max into S divided by Km plus S. Here V is the initial reaction rate and V max is the maximum reaction rate. So that is the reaction rate where the enzyme is saturated with the substrate. So V naught ante initial ga rate of reaction entundi, initial ga V0 untundi. So V naught annadi mention chestunnam. And V max ante maximum reaction rate. So maximum rate of reaction eppudu avutundi, ee enzyme annadi saturate అయిపోయి substrate annadi మొత్తం product form అయిపోయినప్పుడు మనం దాన్ని అక్కడ మనం V max అన్నది అబ్జర్వ్ చేయొచ్చు. And Km here is the Michaelis constant, which is only determined by the nature of enzyme and it has no connection with the concentration of enzyme. It could be used to identify different enzymes. And S here is the substrate concentration. So based on this reaction, when we plot a graph, we can see that the graph is plotted with V and S, V on y-axis and S on the x-axis. So here you can see that initially V naught దగ్గర the rate of reaction is 0, and as the concentration of the substrate is increasing, there is you can see the graph, you can see the rate of reaction increasing, and at a point this line becomes linear ga ayesi static అయిపోతుంది. So this point is called as V max, and at this point మనం దీన్ని half of the V max చేసినప్పుడు ఈ half of the V max ని మనం ఎప్పుడైతే x axis పైన plot చేస్తామో then you get a Km value. For further simplifying and identifying the Km value, there is a Lineweaver-Burke plot which takes 1 by V and 1 by S as concentration, 1 by V and 1 by S as points, and plots the graph. From this graph, you can identify 1 by Km, 1 by V max, and a linear line which is Km by Vmax. So this enzyme catalysis and the rate of reaction is usually dependent upon the multiple factors. So the factors that usually influence is the first one is concentration of enzyme. So the reaction velocity is directly proportional to the concentration of the enzyme. So ఎప్పుడైతే enzyme concentration ఎక్కువ అవుతుందో మన rate of reaction కూడా ఎక్కువ అవుతుంది. Temperature. Velocity of an enzyme reaction increases with the increase in temperature up to maximum, then decreases. So temperature అన్నది increase అయ్యే కొద్దీ ఈ rate of reaction అన్నది velocity అన్నది increase అవుతూ ఉంటుంది. కానీ it only happens up to a certain point. సో ఒక certain temperature వరకు rate of reaction increase అయ్యి తర్వాత నుంచి it will start decreasing. ఎందుకు decrease అవుతుంది? ఒక పర్టిక్యులర్ వీ హ్యావ్ సీన్ దట్ హై టెంపరేచర్స్లో ఎంజైమ్స్ అన్నవి డీనాచర్ అయిపోతాయి. సో ఒక పర్టిక్యులర్ టెంపరేచర్ వరకు వెలాసిటీ అన్నది ఇంక్రీజ్ అయ్యేసి దెన్ ఇట్ డిక్లైన్స్ బికాస్ దెర్ ఇస్ అ డీనాచురేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఎంజైమ్స్ దట్ ఈస్ హ్యాపెనింగ్. సో హియర్ యూ కెన్ సీ ఆప్టిమల్ టెంపరేచర్ ఫర్ మోస్ట్ ఎంజైమ్స్ ఇస్ 40 to 45 degrees. So beyond 50 degrees ఏమవుతాయి, there is a denaturation of enzymes. And there is also a temperature coefficient Q10 which states that according to this increase in enzyme velocity when the temperature is increased by 10 degrees. So it is observed that for every 10 degrees increase in the temperature, there is an increase in the velocity of the reaction. And with the temperature graph plot చేసినప్పుడు a bell-shaped curve is usually observed. pH, third one is pH. So most intracellular enzymes exhibit an optimal activity at a pH values between 6 to 8. pH 6 to 8 ఉన్నప్పుడు it is an optimal activity for the biochemical reactions to occur. So the balance between enzymes denaturation at high or low pH and effects of the charged state of the enzyme, the substrates or both. So ikkada you can see that graph is also present which shows the optimum pH for a reaction to occur is 6 to 8. So here there are also a few exceptions in case of pepsin, acid phosphatase and alkaline phosphatase. So if pepsin annadi pH 1 or 2 unnappudu it shows high activity. Acid phosphatase occurs obviously in a acidic pH which is 4 to 5. Alkaline phosphatase is highly active at a 10 to 11 pH. Activators. So certain metal activators are also present as a part of enzymes anesi antunnam. So these activators also have a role in the rate of reactions, which is manganese, magnesium, zinc, calcium. So they act in different ways and they usually affect the rate of reaction. So they have a role in formation of the enzyme substrate metal complex and the direct participation in the reaction and bringing a conformational changes in the enzyme. So other factors can include product concentration and light and radiation. So product concentration is that accumulation of reaction products generally decreases the enzyme velocity. So దీనిలో మనము feedback inhibition అనేసి కూడా అంటుంటాం. సో ఒక ప్రోడక్ట్ అన్నది ఎక్కువ అక్యూములేట్ అయినప్పుడు ఆటోమేటికలీ ఈ ఎంజైమ్ వెలాసిటీ అన్నది తక్కువ అవుతుంది. సో దట్ మనకి ఎంత ప్రోడక్ట్ అయితే ఒక సెల్లో కావాలో అంతే ప్రొడ్యూస్ అవుతుంది అండ్ ఇట్ డస్ నాట్ ఎక్సీడ్ అనేసి. సో దిస్ ఇస్ ప్రోడక్ట్ కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్. సో ఇట్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో ద ఎక్స్ప్లెనేషన్ ఫర్ feedback inhibition. Light and radiation. So exposure to UV, beta, gamma rays and X-rays inactivates certain enzymes. So formation of peroxides. Example, UV rays inhibit the salivary amylase activity. So this video is about enzymes. From the next video, we'll start the photosynthesis.